How you doing, chat? All right, today is July 7th, also known as the day we found out Jeffrey Epstein apparently never existed. Ghislaine Maxwell's in jail for trafficking people to no one. I thought they said Hillary Clinton killed that man. Y'all remember when this all first started? They said it was Hillary. It was Bill. It was George Soros who killed Jeff. I don't know. I don't know who killed that man. But what I will say is, blackmail is real. And when you have billionaires being blackmailed, I'm sure you seldom hear about it. But yeah, it's a sad day, you know? Sad day in the country. Yeah. You know, but one thing I do know about Trumpers, they don't care. Trumpers don't care if Trump was touching kids, because these accusations of rape, they were already there. And Americans pretty much let their hatred for immigrants overrule pedophilia, you know, just in general. So that's sad. Pam Bondi got up there and lied to us. Was that a week or two ago? She said, "Oh yeah, I got everything on my desk. We have thousands of videos, hundreds of victims." And she said she was sifting through the info, and apparently now we're supposed to forget that they said that. They never said that. She didn't get up there and say that they had all the evidence on the desk. I must have misheard her. Well, let's see if we can find a clip. That's what we're going to do. We're going to look for a clip. What did the Attorney General of our great country, what did she say last week? Attorney General on, I don't even know how to find the clip. Here, what did she say? What did she say? Pam Bondi mentions Epstein case. Let's see. Videos. Where you at, shorty? Files on desk. Sitting on my desk right now. Let's see if we can open that up. It's sitting on my desk right now, she said. Let's see what she said. We'll go right to the source too. We'll go straight to Fox. Get it from the spigot. And they're giving me an ad to a service that I already have. So good job, Restream.
I saw your appearance at CPAC with Ben and with Ted Cruz. And one of the things that you alluded to, and this is something Donald Trump has talked about, the DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, we'll check back with you. Madam Attorney General, Pam.
Sitting on her desk.
Thank you so much.
But of course, she didn't look at it, because that would mean doing your job. That would mean doing your job. And we can't have that. can't actually do our freaking jobs around here, that would be what the good American people expect, right? So, but it's day 5. We're here, day 5 of 30. And we're being jerked around. I remember when he got up on stage, and what did he say? He said it's the golden age, right? He said there was no more income tax. We were going to get money through tariffs. People want to do business with our country. We'll use that money. And he even said there's going to be checks coming out. That's a change of pace. So no income tax, and we get a check actually. But womp womp. Instead, you lose your health care. And we're going to give a nice break to the billionaires, where they're going to get more money. You're going to get less. That's how this works. Okay. As long as everyone sees it. As long as everyone can't say they didn't see it. Because you did see it. It was in your face. And he's obviously compromised by a certain group of people that I don't know if we're even supposed to mention them. If you talk to me in this chat, make sure you follow up. Make sure you follow up. You feel me? Yeah, I just thought that was interesting. They blatantly got up there and lied to us. What did George Orwell say? I forgot the quote, but you know the quote. So, Kash Patel, I mean, we ain't even got it. Kash Patel's a freaking definitely compromised. Dan Boingo, whatever his name is, you don't even, some of these people we don't even need to mention. They're kind of irrelevant, honestly. They're not doing their job. They're just, they sit around and get in front of the camera and say, oh, we're doing the best job ever, when they want their dick sucked. When they want their ego stroked, then they get up there and say, oh, yeah, we're great. We're doing everything. We're doing our job. No, you're not. No, you're not. But let's look through some of this stuff. U.S. Justice Department finds no Jeffrey Epstein client list. That's the BBC. Let's see what Britain has to say about it. I don't really care, too much what the Brits got to say, but this will give us a little bit of an idea on what other countries are thinking about us right now. So the U.S. Department of Justice and FBI have concluded that sex offender Jeffrey Epstein did not have a so-called client list that could implicate high-profile associates, and that he did take his own life, contradicting long-held... Is it a conspiracy? That's what we were told in the news. Was that a conspiracy? But, okay, contradicting long-held conspiracy theories about the infamous case. While campaigning last year, Donald Trump promised... Let's highlight that. President Donald Trump promised to release files relating to the disgraced financer. But since he returned to office in January, some of his supporters have grown frustrated with the administration's handling of the case and for failing to deliver new revelations. Issue reemerged early. Oh yeah, also let's pull this up. Elon Musk Epstein tweet. However you spell it. Let's just pull up the image. Oh, we don't get an image. Epstein tweet. Where's the tweet? 'Cause I know he deleted it. Let's see if we can pull that up. 9 hours ago. Ooh, here it is. Ooh, time to drop the really big bomb on you. What does it say? I think actually my screen, is my face over top? Oh no, it's right there. Yeah, we'll just scroll down a little bit. Oh, Guess that scrolls up. Okay. But it says, time to drop the really big bomb. At real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. Let me move my video so there's no gray area about what I'm talking about. Boom. Here we go. This says, time to drop the really big bomb. At real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. And that was a month ago. That was last month. I think if anyone knows, it might be... That looks like an AI photo. I don't know. It's hard to tell what's real and what's fake around here. But if anyone would know, it's probably your right-hand man you just went on a damn cross-country tour with, begging people for votes, promising that you'd reveal the information. Now, I know you're a liar, but it's just... This is a big lie. You know what I mean? And let's see. Weren't they accusing Hillary Clinton of killing that man? Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton killed Epstein. Isn't that what they were saying? However you spell his damn name. Where is it? Trump peddles false conspiracy theories. Oh, you gotta pay for this. You piece of shit. We'll find another one. Oh, this is 2019. Politico. Trump defends sharing Clinton Epstein conspiracy theory. President Donald Trump on Tuesday defended his decision to share a tweet suggesting Bill and Hillary Clinton were involved in financier Jeffrey Epstein's suicide and stoked speculation about the former president's relationship with the deceased convicted sex offender. The retweet, which is what it was, just a retweet, was from somebody that's a very respected conservative pundit. So I think that it was fine. So what happened? Is this just more lies that you were spreading to stoke fear and anger in our country? Is that what you were doing? Was this just another tactic to divide the people that you said you were so desperate to unite? I just want to know. Because it seems that like a few years ago, you were just trying to stoke the flames. Incite anger in our citizens. What does this say? I know he was on the plane 27 times. How do you know he was on the plane? What does it say? Trump has been criticized for promulgating the unfounded theory that the Clintons had a hand in Epstein's death. He said on Tuesday that he had no idea whether they played a role in the high-profile prisoner's demise and accused former prisoner Bill Clinton of lying about the extent of his air travel on Epstein's planes. I know he was on the plane 27 times, and he said he was on the plane 4 times. So Trump is somehow, he's angry about the amount of times. I mean, I think 4 is even... He's angry about him lying about the amount of times, which is, maybe not a big deal as you actually just getting on the plane and what were you doing there in general? Not why'd you say 4 times, what were you doing there? That's the better question. But, it says, Epstein was reported dead Saturday morning in his jail cell in the Metropolitan Correctional Center while awaiting trial on federal sex trafficking charges. FBI agents on Monday raided Epstein's estate on a private Caribbean island where he allegedly abused underage girls. The question you have to ask is, did Bill Clinton go to the island? Because Epstein had an island. That was not a good place as I understand it, and I was never there, Trump said Tuesday. So you have to go ask Bill Clinton, did you go to the island? That's the question. And if you find out, you're going to know a lot. Well, I just wanted to get on here and let them know. They think you're dumb. They think they can tell you whatever they want. And you're going to go, oh, that sounds right. It was the Democrats. It was the Democrats who did it. That sounds, yeah. I just want you to know that. What else we got? What else we got around here? News. Texas floods. Yeah, that was unfortunate. Texas flooding because I guess the camp director didn't want to shut her camp down. I don't know. Let's see what this is. I didn't really look too much into it. Oh yeah, also, before we get into this. So he's elected. He said he was going to release that client list. Now it doesn't exist. But here we go. Also, Trump says U.S. must send more weapons to Ukraine. So maybe he's not as stupid as we all thought, you know? He's a liar. He thinks you're stupid. But he's sending weapons to Ukraine because he understands we need to be postured up over there. We're not just going to let Vladimir Putin run the board and do whatever he wants. No. And we're also not going to fly over there and put our troops on the ground. So we might as well have Ukraine be the line of defense. Duh. But he also said he was going to stop that war in one day. So you stopping the war in one day, or are we doing what we knew we were supposed to do from the beginning? Good question. These are excellent questions we're asking ourselves. President Donald Trump said Monday the U.S. will have to send more weapons to Ukraine, just days after ordering a pause in critical weapons deliveries to Kiev, however you said. Stuff like this. So when you're providing support, you pause it, wait for a bunch of people to die, and then say, "Oh, that was a stupid idea. Let's start it again." How many times is that going to happen? How many times do we have to make critical mistakes that cost people lives for what's the word? For, political divisiveness. You want to say, "Oh, the Democrats are sending all this money to Ukraine. Blah, 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 blah. Vote for me." And then you get in office and it's, pause it, let a bunch of people die. Oh, I'm an idiot. Restart it. Is that what we're doing? We have to, Trump said. What does this say? They have to be able to defend themselves. They're getting hit very hard. We're going to send more weapons, defensive weapons primarily. I don't care if they're defensive or offensive, but we knew before you took office that they needed support. And you ran on the platform of fuck Ukraine. So, let's read about the pause. The pause had come at a difficult moment for Ukraine, which has faced increasing and more complex air barrages from Russia during the more than 3-year-long war. Russian attacks on Ukraine killed at least 11 civilians and injured more than 80 others, including so while you have your pause, we have 11 people killed and 80 others were injured, including children. Good job, Commander. Great move. Glad we paused so some kids could fucking die. Elon Musk wants to start the America Party. TAP, I guess they're going to call it, the America Party. I mean, I just, hey, I've been in some circles where they talk about election reform, and I think this is going to break down some barriers for election reform and making it a little bit easier for the third party, process to gain a little bit more traction than it has, at least. Historically, it's failed, but this will break down some barriers. We'll be able to observe the land, see, what options. I think it'll be good for, well, let's say Andrew Yang, right? AndrewYangX.com. If it breaks the duopoly, I'm all for it, So people like, oh, look, what I say? And then I said, no shot the American Party run by a South African works. That ain't going to work. But it might break down some barriers for the election reform you've been asking about. You feel me? It might break down some of those barriers. So, there'll be some benefits, but primarily it's a waste of time, wasted conversation for me. But Elon Musk will take on that charge. Let's get some election reform. Let's see what you can do for the third party initiative. Third party, you feel me? Shout out third party. I'm also gonna I'm gonna be interviewing the rap group 3DE, and one of their taglines is third party. Rap group from Prince George's County, so that'll be dope. Be on the lookout for the interview. I think I'm gonna rent out like a podcasting venue. We'll all sit around, chop it up. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, my mouth is dry. This is the unfortunate circumstance we find ourselves in. You know, and I was under the impression, I'm still under the impression that if Donald Trump can't fix this shit, if he can't do the tariff situation and he can't end income tax and he blah blah blah, no one's gonna be able to do it. He definitely can't drain the swamp. He's adding to the swamp. So if we're talking about draining the swamp and stuff, that's I'm not expecting that. But in terms of turning the country around, they've given him all types of power. Like the Supreme Court's compromised. They say you can't challenge the president. That's judicial overreach. So they pretty much cut their damn tongue off. They're shackling themselves, you know what I mean? Giving themselves a handicap. So that's crazy. But, it's going to change. That's not going to be forever. The people are seeing how ridiculous all this stuff is right now. It's not going to be like this forever. So if he can't get it done right now, no one's ever going to be able to get it done. It moves too slow. This is the one opportunity we have for everything to be able to happen at once. Everything, everywhere, all at once, or something like that. So we're here now. If he can't do it, it can't be done. And honestly, if he can't pull it off, we're gonna end up in a worse spot than we were. So, your shit's being, Palantir's got the craziest contracts with the government, and now they're creating a central operating system for the entire government. And I thought that Donald Trump was for smaller government. What the fuck is this? You're creating Big Brother right in front of us? Huh. Okay. People voted for that, I guess. That's what y'all voted for. So, no more snap. Cut your snap off. Sorry, Mississippi. Oof. Sorry, Arkansas. Oof. And those are red states. Very low income states. A lot of people relying on government assistance in those states. And you guys flooded the polls for your boy. So that's unfortunate for you. I'm not on Snap, but I do know red states, y'all are on it. Y'all are. I don't got Medicare and Medicaid, but red states, y'all do. So we'll see how it plays out. We'll see how it all plays out. remember when he said he was gonna move the FBI? He said he was gonna drain the swamp, right? So part of that plan was to move government agencies around the country, and so it's not all centralized in Washington, D.C. Well, you had your opportunity because FBI wanted to move. They want an updated facility. They want this and that. So there was conversations about moving them to Maryland or Virginia, and I'm pretty sure Huntsville, Alabama was an option at one point. But when it really came down to it, it was between Maryland and Virginia. Maryland did do some weird stuff. Let's pull it up. Maryland, Virginia, FBI, right? So it was, there was a selection process, right? There was like an evaluation process. I think I'm still on the screen. There we go. And let's move me back up here. Boop. Boop. Let's lock it. There was a selection process, right? Greenbelt, Maryland was chosen over Virginia. And basically it wasn't a fair process. I don't know entirely everything that happened, but somehow or another, Maryland influenced it. Maryland put their thumb on the scale somehow, some way. I don't know if it was because, I don't know. Maybe Joe Biden wanted it to be in Maryland, so, or I don't know. But Virginia was ready to sue over that. Virginia probably had evidence that said there was some wrongdoing. Maryland officials vow to yada yada. Field offices. Report finds fault. This is right here. Right here. Maryland matters. Report finds fault with FBI site selection process, but not with the Greenbelt site. Maryland officials tout no conflict of interest in selecting Greenbelt. Virginia lawmaker call selection process fundamentally tainted. Fun fact, I used to work right across the street from this Hoover building. And I don't know why they want to move. I don't know what it looks like inside. I don't know how outdated it really is. But they got a whole goddamn city block. And the reason I'm even talking about this is because the place where they're moving, the Reagan building, literally, so my building would be, if you're looking at the front door, if the front door's in front of you, my building is the building to the left. If you're out and you come out the door of that building and you look, if you come out the door and you look to the right, keep looking down the street, you can see the Reagan building. So why are they moving just right down the street? How does that help anyone? I don't know. How does that drain the swamp? I don't know. I understand why they're like, fuck Virginia, fuck Maryland. They're fighting over about to have this litigated. I'm just going to make the decision. But the decision you made is to just move right down the street. I'm confused about that. I mean, I know it doesn't take as much effort, but when it comes to I thought you wanted it out of Washington, D.C. What happened? But a federal inspector's general report found several faults with the process of the General Services. The General Services Administration took to select Maryland over Virginia as the site for the new FBI headquarters. And Jerry Connolly's passed now, I want to say. What does it say? Report released Monday states GSA's own inspector general took no position on the final selection. So the report released Monday states GSA's own inspector, yada yada. Still, Representative Jerry Connolly said the findings outlined in the 54-page document confirms complaints by Virginia officials that the selection process, which was switched to Greenbelt from Springfield late in the years-long review, was fundamentally tainted. Yeah, Maryland just says they didn't do that. The Greenbelt site continues to offer the lowest cost to the American taxpayer, the greatest transit accessibility, and the most certain construction schedule. Nothing in this report disputes the GSA's selection of Greenbelt as the future home of the FBI. Well, Governor Moore, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. Let's see. I do kind of want to see what happened. What does it say? The original criteria called for FBI mission, which included proximity to other FBI facilities to account for 35% of the decision, and cost to account for 10%. But after Congress in late 2022 required that GSA meet with Maryland and Virginia officials and hear their concerns, including concerns about sustainability and equity of the two sites, the weights were changed. Equity became a key component for leaders in both states based on an executive order signed in 2021. You see what I'm saying? So Joe Biden started probably as soon as Joe Biden gets involved in this, he changed it, and Trump will go with the opposite just because it says Biden's name on it. We know this. After meeting with the state's officials in March 2023, the FBI's missions weight was lowered from 35% to 25%, and other criteria included transportation access, site development and flexibility remained the same, sustainability increased, and cost increased, had a higher weight, and that makes sense. Let's see. I'm just trying to get to where's the wrongdoing. The report largely dismissed conflict of interest concerns over Nina Albert. Right. So there's a former employee who now works over there. They say had a vested interest in having the site come to Maryland. Okay, I remember now. The report largely dismissed conflict of interest concerns over Nina Albert, a former employee of WMATA, who had the final say on the site selection and switched it from Springfield to Greenbelt. The Greenbelt site is owned by the state and by WMATA, where Albert had worked as vice president of real estate and parking. But the report said that Albert had been cleared by the GSA ethics office to work in the FBI project, and that after July 2022, when she was a year removed from her WMATA employment, the conflict rules no longer applied anyway. Okay. So she didn't work at both, but she did previously work for them. And some could say that something like that does make a difference when the contracts are being selected. And that's why they say, sometimes in this world, it's a who you know type situation and scenario. If I know the person making the selection and we're close, we're tight, you feel me? Then I'm probably a shoo-in. As long as it's not obvious that I'm the horrible candidate. Well, let's see, what was it weighted as? What were the weights? She made the decision. The report provides 3 recommendations for GSA. Establish policies on developing, changing, blah, 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 blah. Agency agrees with the text message recommendation, but noted in its response that a text message sent to the employee's personal cell phone, it was sent there because that person was on parental leave. Maryland State delegates said the agency's decision in November 2023 to relocate Prince George's County remains the right one. Delegate Nicole Williams. Well, It ain't coming. Hate to break it to you, but it won't be there. So, sorry, I guess. Sorry about that. Call for a fallen. Send crews to the wrong address. Hey, DC, come on. This is an hour ago. Tractor trailer. Damn, traffic was probably crazy out there. Traffic was probably crazy out there today, but I'm not gonna talk about it. But anyway, DC Mayor Bowser signs emergency youth curfew law after Navy Yard. She just be doing the most ridiculous shit. Like, she's just so focused on the wrong stuff, I swear. You focused on the wrong shit, shorty. DC Mayor Muriel Bowser signed her emergency youth curfew legislation into law on Monday, days after illegal fireworks set off in Navy Yard resulted in the arrests of more than a dozen Jews. So y'all went out and arrested kids for shooting off fireworks in the Navy Yard. And they were shooting them on the 4th. Let's not get it fucked up. They were shooting them on the damn 4th. So, you smell me. You smell me. Yo, my Twitter's going crazy though. I am getting a lot of followers just by telling people you're fucking ridiculous. I've been cooking motherfuckers on here, I swear. Anyways, look at my stream manager real quick. Turn this down, down. Day 5 of 30-day challenge. Yeah, that's true. What am I even freaking looking at? Oh, this is through one of these. Huh. 24-hour stream. Damn. 24-hour stream is lit. That's lit. That's lit. Anyways, DC Council recently passed Bowser's emergency legislation on youth curfew, which implements an earlier start time and allows for enforcement zones to be created in areas deemed necessary. A spokesperson for the chairman told 7 News the legislation was sent to the mayor's office Monday afternoon. Ay. She's like, yeah, just sign this. Fucking up summer for the kids. I mean, 11 p.m. ain't bad. Like, okay. I don't know what the ages are, but yeah, maybe the kids don't need to be out there all night. But 8 p.m., you telling kids they got to go home. It's 8 p.m. It's summertime. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing, huh? That's what I want to know. Oh shit, I didn't know I can actually, okay. I'm learning. If I type, I can determine what I want. What platform I want the comment to go to, because I'm multi-streaming right now. if I look crazy to anyone. I'm getting on my schmalti stream. How long we even been going? How long are we in here? Let's see. How long? 40 minutes? I swear people don't pop up till an hour. People don't want to pop up. 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 And Charlie Kirk is on here crying that Trump's going through a humiliation ritual. It's a humiliation ritual. It's a humiliation ritual. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. Don't you forget that. Yeah, because he's definitely being humiliated out there. She said it was on her. Oh, yeah, we watched this, chat.
It's sitting on my desk right now to review.
It's sitting on my desk right now. But now it's gone. Kash Patel shoved it up his butt. That's the problem. Kash Patel shoved it up his goddamn butt. So, you know, I don't know what they want to, I don't know what they're going to do about that. But if it was on her desk and now it doesn't exist, someone needs to be fucking fired. That's all I'm going to say. If it was there and now it's not, I expect someone to be fired over that shit. But anyways, yeah, I don't want to really read that. What is it? I told Dan Bongino to either arrest Jeffrey Epstein's clients or resign. Ooh, Dan Bongino blocked me and hid my comment. And now we all understand why. Also, what the fuck was this guy that's an edited photo. But the original photo says Jeffrey Epstein Phase 1. So why the fuck do they have empty binders full of nothing with Jeffrey Epstein Phase 1 on it if, you know, it's a performance? So it's just theater. All the shit you see these people doing, just realize it's theater and they don't really give a fuck about you at all. Trouble and being push words in my mouth so that I come out here and lie to you. If that ever happens, we need a phrase. It has to be something I would never say, so that if I say it, you know not to listen to anything that I say after that. You ready? The phrase is, I stand with Israel. That's funny. That's funny. Let me see. What am I looking at? Hey, I got 2 viewers in here, so I just want to say I don't know who you are, but I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. And we're sending weapons to Ukraine, by the way.
We're going to send some more weapons.
We're going to send some more weapons.
Defend themselves. They're getting hit very hard.
You feel me?
They're getting hit very hard. We're going to have to send more weapons.
We're going to send some more weapons. So all you fucking magtards that were like, oh, fuck Ukraine. Well, I guess you love Ukraine now, don't you? I guess you... What is this? I don't know what that is. Yeah, it says the Epstein Files Phase 1. What were y'all doing? Like, what were y'all doing back there? It's too much. It's too much. It's disgusting, actually. This has to be fake. I can't wait to clean up DC by releasing the Epstein client list. Like, there's no way that that's true. That this is it's like, is this AI, AI image is created in Photoshop or what? Because they're going out sad if this is true. If he really said this, they're going out sad. Then you got Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz said he ran for Congress with the sole mission of, like, defending Israel, which is, I think if a fucking American elected official says my sole responsibility is to another country, like, how does that work? Also, if there's no clients, what the fuck is Ghislaine Maxwell arrested for? Like, what are we talking about? I'm not saying she should be released, but I'm just saying, she trafficked to nobody. I guess if that's what y'all want us to believe, she trafficked to nobody, but but case is closed. Shisharuski. That's funny. The Five Guys burger is kind of wrinkly. Who got the best bun? Who has the best bun in fast food? Is Wendy's joint? Nah, Burger King's buns are fire though. I can't lie about that. McDonald's, that shit is plastic. Fuck McDonald's. Shake Shack, your burger's $50, bro. Fuck out of here. But Five Guys, that's a good burger. That's a good one. Look, Gunther Eagleman, you fucking pussy. He's been on sucking Trump sticks. I actually unblocked him. Pretty sure I muted him or blocked him at some point. I don't know how he came unblocked or unmuted. But that's probably Elon. But this guy sucks Trump and Elon's dick so fucking much. And now they want to flip. Laura Loomer, you got kicked out the club. So now she's like, you want to start shit too now, huh? You got kicked out the club, dude. We're sending more weapons to Ukraine. I'm about to go get my guitar. I'm about to get my guitar and write a fucking Ukraine song. That's what I'm really thinking about doing. Give me a second. Sending more weapons to Ukraine. I'm gonna write a song. I'm trying to write one just on the spot, off the cuff, off the dribble. I don't really know how to sing and dance, but I'm gonna try. weapons to Ukraine. More weapons. We're sending more weapons to Ukraine. More weapons of mass destruction to Ukraine. Something like that, right? It's true. We're sending billions and billions of dollars across the sea, but they took the healthcare from you and me. Alright, we'll go with that. We're sending more and more weapons across the sea, but no healthcare for you and me. No, well, I can't say that they're not going to give me health care. I don't know what the qualifications are now, but probably say you're 28, you don't get any health care. Sorry, brother. We're sending more weapons. All right, let's get something else to sing about. Let's get something else to sing about. Alex Jones is now realizing, yeah, Donald Trump is the same. I mean, anybody who doesn't know, well, let me stop. I don't even want to say it, but We're sending more weapons to Ukraine. And actually, I might have changed the lyrics. I might have just saying Donald Trump sending. I'm gonna say Donald Trump. I'm gonna say Trump sending more weapons to Ukraine. Trump sending. And if I get like a boom, 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 more. Let's see if I can do it. Boom, 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 boom. Trump sending, Trump sending, Trump sending, Trump. Trump is sending more weapons to Ukraine. More tax dollars. More tax dollars. More tax dollars for war. Alright, here we go. More tax dollars. More dollars to Ukraine. To Ukraine. To Ukraine. We're sending more tax dollars. Tax dollars to Ukraine. Sing it with me. Let me go back to the jump. We're sending more tax dollars. More tax dollars to Ukraine. Look at Pete Hegseth sipping on his damn vodka at the table. Pete, how would he do? Nah, what's a good enough for him? I might even move up. Pete. I was about to say something inappropriate. I'm gonna keep it appropriate. Pete, you're a loser, buddy. But you know that. Damn it. Alright, that's what we're gonna go with. I gotta get some lyrics. I'm just gonna stick with we're sending more dollars, Ukraine. To Ukraine. To Ukraine, we're sending more. And then more after that, we're sending more. And then more after that, and we're sending tax dollars. We're sending my money. We're sending my money. We're sending tax dollars. Tax dollars to Ukraine. To Ukraine. To Ukraine. To Ukraine. Yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to share that info with you. If you didn't know, now you know. Let me do it again. One more round. We're gonna slap her on the 4th. We're sending next dollars to Ukraine, and we'll never, ever get them back. But I hope we get those rare earth minerals. I hope that's a lot of gold and a lot of platinum and other stuff. Maybe a little plutonium too. Maybe a little bit of like, I don't know, diamonds. That'd be lit. Diamonds would be lit. Diamonds would be lit. But I doubt Ukraine's gonna send a fucking boatload of diamonds to America, so, you know. But we're sending tax dollars. Alright, one good thing I will say, I'll give Trump one good compliment. One compliment. And I don't even know if this was his idea, you know, from his brain, but $1,000 for the babies born in the next 3 years is a pretty good deal. Tax dollars. Tax dollars to my baby, to my son. How are we doing it? Tax dollars to my son. Stephen Jr. My son, Stephen Jr. I'm Stephen Sr. Stephen Jr. gets $1,000, so I don't know. I don't know. There's not much to say about that, but I'm happy about it. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't happy about that one. Oy. Okay. Well, I think that was a good day 5. And I hope everyone listening to this right now, save your money, first of all. You know what I mean? Because your tax dollars are going to go to the damn atmosphere. So make sure you're saving it. Make sure you're being wise about your money, because our government, unfortunately, they're funding wars. with your money. So, have a good night.